For lesson 77, we're working with inequalities with negative coefficients. This process is going to be the exact same that we've done before. Treat that inequality symbol just like it's an equal sign. Now we just got to solve for that variable x. So let's review a little bit before we move on. Okay, we got x minus 4 is less than 2. And again, if I want to get x by itself, obviously I need to get rid of that negative 4. Add 4 to both sides. X is going to be less than 6. Okay, now if we wanted to, we could graph this on the number line. But I'm going to save that for the next problem. For our next problem, we got negative 3x minus 10 is greater than 8. So once again, we're going to start by identifying that negative 3 and negative 10 are our two numbers that we need to move to the right-hand side. Hopefully you're seeing that, hey, we need to get rid of that negative 10 first. Therefore, again, magic mirror, I'm going to add 10 to both sides. 10's cancel out, so I got negative 3 is greater than 18. And herein lies the main point of today's lesson. It's the fact that we all know next we got to divide both sides by negative 3. And we would love to say that x is greater than negative 6. Okay, and this is most certainly true. 18 divided by negative 3 is negative 6. But when we divide by a negative with our inequalities, we have to flip the sign. Okay, if we look here, here was our negative, both here and here. Therefore, we have to flip it. We'll take a look at some more problems here. Example 2, we got negative x plus 5 is greater than 9. So again, we're going to start by subtracting 5 to both sides. Vertical line underneath that inequality symbol. And on the left-hand side, I got negative x is greater than 4. Now, once again, we have to review, what does it mean to be negative x? Well, negative x is the exact same thing as saying negative 1 times x. Okay, so if you want to, write it that way. Negative 1, x is greater than 4. Well, we're multiplying between the negative 1 and the x. Therefore, we need to divide both sides by negative 1. And again, we'd love to say that x is greater than negative 4. Well, let's stop and take a look. Notice here we divided by a negative again. Okay, even negative 1. Therefore, this is no longer our answer, but instead we need to say that x is now less than negative 4. Again, all I do is flip the inequality. If we wanted to, we could plot this on the number line, and this is the only one that I'm going to do. Negative 4, negative 3, negative 5, open circle above negative 4, and all the values less than 4. Here is our solve. Here is our graph. For example number 3, we're looking at something a little bit more complex. Okay, negative 5 times the quantity x minus 3 is greater than 5 times the quantity x minus 3. All right, if we look at the left-hand side, negative 5 times the quantity x minus 3. What we need to do is treat it just like if we were to see the following. Negative 5 times the quantity x minus 3. And what were we taught to do there? Well, we were taught to distribute the negative 5. Negative 5x. And notice it's a negative 5 and a negative 3, therefore it's positive 15. Therefore, for the left-hand side, when we simplify, we got negative 5x plus 15. Now we're going to do the exact same thing to the right side. 5 times x gets us 5x. 5 times negative 3 gets me a negative 15 now. Okay? At this point, we can't simplify anymore on the left-hand side. We can't simplify anything else on the right-hand side. So now we're at the point where we want to move things from left to right. Well, I'm going to start by getting rid of this negative 5x. Well, if it's a negative 5x, I need to simply add 5x to both sides. Magic mirror. 15 is greater than 10x minus 15. Next, what we want to do is we want to move that negative 15 from the right over to the left. Why do we want to do that? Because, again, the variable is on the right-hand side. We want to get that variable by itself. Therefore, plus 15 plus 15, we're going to get 30 is greater than 10x. Lastly, we need to get rid of the 10, so we're going to divide both sides by 10. And I got 30 over 10 will equal to 3 is greater than x. Now, do I need to flip the inequality here? This is an example of where we don't. Notice this 10 here was positive. I didn't write the positive sign, but it's understood to be positive. Therefore, I don't have to worry about flipping it. There's my final answer. I can either write 3 is greater than x, or I can write x is less than 3. Either one is perfectly fine. Last example problem, example number 4, we're working with decimals. Nothing's going to change. We're going to do everything else the exact same way. We're going to start by subtracting 0.5 to both sides. On the left-hand side, we got negative 0.02. X is less than. On the right-hand side, 0.1 minus 0.5, we will get negative 0.4. Lastly, we need to divide both sides by negative 0.02. They cancel. X is less than 20. And is this our final answer? Well, hopefully by now you've caught on. If we go back and look at it one more time, here we divided by a negative sign. Therefore, it's not going to be x is less than 20, but instead it's going to be x is greater than 20. I divided by a negative, therefore I need to flip that inequality. Lastly, I want you to try the problems from the practice set from lesson 77. I want you to do A, B, C, and D. I want you to do all 4 of those. Try those, okay, see what you come up with, and then once you have an answer for all 4, you can continue this video, and I will put the answers on the next page. So I'm going to pause for a few seconds. I would like you to pause it as well. Once you have your answers, continue the video, and then you will see if you got the correct answers or not. So here's a list of the answers for the practice set A through D. Go ahead, take a look through those. Hopefully they're matching up for you. If you were unable to come up with any one of these, let me know, and we will go over it during class. All right? Attempt your best. Use your algebra skills that you've already been taught. Okay? Work with that negative sign. Be aware of it. And anytime, once again, when you divide by a negative, you have to flip that inequality.